All right, so episode number 1. Is this right for you? Let me start by saying a lot of the stuff that you see online, a lot of the people that you hear online promoting this actually aren't involved in it. One of the big hashtags in this day and age is hashtag van or hashtag van life or hashtag living the van life or living the life or that type of thing. And many of these people don't do it. I can tell you that 100%. I've actually investigated a few people online that have popped up, and I've put a few comments on their posts and gotten some really nasty replies from them. But other people have contacted me off of that and says, yeah, we know that they're not real, but a lot of people get suckered in because it looks so nice. So is it everything that it's cracked up to be? No, it's not. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. But you really have to figure that out for yourself. So before you take the step, before you do anything, try it out if you can. If it means going and renting a motorhome for a weekend, go for it. Try it. Spend $500 or $1,000 and rent that motorhome. Rent a van, rent a tent trailer, rent a tent, rent anything. But if you're not used to doing what this is going to involve, you're going to want to try it out first. Now, for me, do I like what I've got? I love what I got. Was it as easy as just going out, buying a van and building it and being done with it? Absolutely not. This took a lot to get to where it is. A little bit of my history is I grew up in Northern Ontario for a little while. Just before I was 16, moved out west with my parents. I've lived in Waterton Lakes National Park. I lived outside the park. I go out to the mountains as often as I can. I go outside as often as I can. I love the outdoors. Well, living in a van, a bus, a small home, a tiny home, a off-grid, whatever you're looking at, involves a lot more outdoors than what most people anticipate. It means that when you open your door, that's the outdoors. You don't have 3 or 4 rooms in a van or a tiny house or stuff to get away from the outdoors. You are right there in the outdoors. And if you don't like the outdoors, if you're nervous about being in the outdoors, then I would strongly recommend get comfortable with that first before you invest the money. There's a lot of things within the van life, the off-grid life and everything that is different. You don't get up in the morning and in a lot of cases, you don't jump into a shower that you've had running for 5 minutes and have a 20-minute shower and then get out and flush the toilet. And water is a very, very, very necessary commodity, and we don't have a lot of space to haul it. If you're off-grid, a lot of times you don't have a lot of water storage and such. So you really have to conserve. So that changes the whole way that you do things. You probably won't have, if you're in a van or a bus or something like that, you're probably not going to have a full-size kitchen. So you're going to have to prepare meals in a smaller space. You may not have a big bed, or you may not have a separate bedroom. So you're going to have to be living, if it's by yourself, you're going to have to be living in a smaller space. If it's with somebody else, you're really going to be living in a smaller space. So consider that as well before you get into it. Funny story for me, not so much for the person involved, but a couple years ago, there was a lady on one of the forums that I'm on, and she put a picture up about her van. She said, I went out today and I bought my van. It's my pride and joy. I love it. I'm going to be moving into it within the next couple weeks. Well, within an hour, she put her first post up about owning a van. Where's the bathroom? She had not gone out and done her research, and she did not know that this van did not have a bathroom. It didn't have a porta potty, nor did it even have a spot for a porta potty. So her options were very limited to what she could do. For a few days, there was posts back and forth between different people suggesting things and telling them how they did things and giving her suggestions, and then she just vanished. She was gone. I'm probably 100% sure that what she's done was she sold the van, or she parked the van, or she gave the van away, or she did something. But she just was not into the van life, because as soon as she found out she didn't have a bathroom, that changed everything. For me, I've camped in tents and tent trailers in the back of my van, on the back of my truck, in the back of a car. I've had a truck camper, motorhome. I have this van. I've camped in a lot of spots. Having a bathroom for me is not a necessity, but it's sure a nice luxury, and it's a nice option. In my van here, that was one of the things that I sacrificed space for, was to have a little bathroom. I have a porta potty, and I love it. I have a sink. I have running water. It's great. I love it, but I don't have hot running water. Why? Because for the way I use my van, I didn't want to have hot running water. Well, for some people, they want to get up and they want to be able to splash hot water on their face or wash their hands in hot water. It's going to be a shock when you buy a van and find out it doesn't come with a hot water tank. Or if you start building one, finding out how much it costs or that you have to change everything. So please consider it before you jump into it. If you can, rent, try, borrow, go to trade shows, go wherever. Go if there's a builder around, go to that builder and ask if you can drive the vehicle. Ask if you can try it out. Get out there and learn and try it before you jump into it. A lot of things have happened with COVID-19. A lot of people have been saying, what do I do for a bathroom? Everything's shutting down. I don't have a bathroom. I've been using roadside bathrooms and now they're closed. Yep, guess what? That's a problem. A lot of people have been saying, I use a shower at a fitness club. What do I do now that they're closed? Well, that's a problem. There are options around it. There are portable showers. You fill the sink with warm water and use a towel and wash yourself down. You can get a portable shower for outside, but it's stuff that you have to consider. The other big thing to consider, and this is the big thing, it's great when it's 27 degrees outside and there's a nice breeze and the weather is perfect. But imagine what it's like if it's minus 40 degrees outside. If you live somewhere where it gets cold, guess what? It's going to get cold when you're living in whatever it is you choose to live in. If you live somewhere where it gets hot, guess what? It's going to get hot. If you like being able to turn on your air conditioner and you plan on living off grid, so you don't have power, you don't have hookups, you better figure out if it's worth it to you. So before you jump into all this, before you decide upon anything, I ask that you would take some time and consider it. So for today, thank you very much. I'll be back with the next video and we'll talk a little bit more about what to expect in your van life. Have a great day.